Okay, let's get into it and stuff. Put my pockets in, put my dignity away, and let's just talk the tunes. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Allie of curvesandmyproblem.com. For those of you guys that have been watching my stuff, thank you for supporting. And those that are new, just know that I talk about love, sex, dating, and life. In addition to my health and wellness journey that I've been on for the last little bit, changed my disposition a little bit, and I'm a girl that loves clothes, so I share a haul or two because I'm a shop for life, okay? I'm a shopaholic. Anyway, today, there's a couple things I want to talk about. Before I get into the content at hand, let me just point out the obvious, glamorous elephant in the room. My hair is different. You know, I like to switch it up sometimes. I love my natural state. I love, you know, flipping it up and really making people uncomfortable at work. But I reached out into the universe and I had like shared a few thoughts via Instagram saying I want to switch up my look without much effort, because staying in a stylish chair for 8 to 9 hours isn't always ideal when you're a mom. So anyway, Opulent Resilience Hair reached out to me and hooked a girl up with a quick method to changing up your look without much effort. So I'm gonna link them down below. I'm very, very pleased with how it looks on my head, especially somebody who's not about putting in all that effort to looking fab. I like effortless fabulousness. So peep them down below. And it's mink hair. See, I told you guys in the video before, whether my hair is short, long, whether at my heaviest or my lightest, I'm always a bad bitch. So, you know, anyway, channel, just know that about yourselves too, ladies that are watching. But on to what I'm talking about today. So in the past, on my channel, you see me talk about interracial dating. Today, I'm going to do that. But it's from a place of nostalgia. When you're single and you're content with being single, like you're not actively dating, you're not about that life because you got other things going on, you find yourself getting really self-aware and you start to reflect. And that's what brings me to the topic at hand. But the random things white boys have said to me, the ridiculous things that they've said when I've dated them. Yes, I'm someone who interracially dates. Yes, I'm open to any questions and inquiry that might come about because you're curious. But no, I will not entertain foolery. And some of the questions that I'm going to share, not too many, just a little bit. I don't want this video being like 8 hours long because it could be on a really bad day if I was in a really bad mood. We're just unnecessary. And this is a guide for you fellas out there that like to date women of color and thoroughly adore our beauty and you want to get in and swirl, okay? So just know some of these things have years apart, and although my memory can get a little bit foggy, some things just stay whole. But first, let's identify who I mean as, like, who I classify as white boys. Anybody that associates themselves as white. Usually in my books, that's somebody who doesn't have a huge tie to their place of origin. And what I mean by that is if you're 6 generations deep North Americanized, like your grandfather's father's father was from England or somewhere else, and you don't have a huge tie to that place of origin where you're originally your family's from or whatever, then to me that classifies you as being white if you're from a certain region of the world. So it's not basic. Don't make it so deep, okay? We're not doing a DNA special here. I'm just giving you the context of who I'm talking about and who I've engaged with and why I have this perception. Now, on to the ones I dated. I dated a bunch of white guys, like casually dated, like fun, like go out. So I come from a place of experience. So I'm gonna share some feedback to y'all white boys that to like watch my videos, because I know the regions that are watching. I know the DMs that I got on Instagram. So I know what's going on. I know who's watching, just saying. So take some notes. And to my girlfriends out there, my sistrins that are watching that have not dated or have dated dudes that are not of their background that happen to be white. If you can relate, put your hands up. Say, yes, I can relate, girlfriend. And if you can't, just know that this shouldn't deter you from dating people that are different from you. It's just my experience, just saying. Anyway, I remember years ago, I dated somebody that I met in passing when I was coming from the gym, actually. I was living downtown on my own, very single, very young, really effervescent. And I met this guy, really cute, really nice. He's ish all the way together. He was a little bit older than me. And we started to, you know, date, and we were talking. So the first date that we ever went on was probably 2 weeks after us actually talking and getting to know one another and having that buffer kind of like lowered. So like that buffer so that when we went on the date, like all that stress and anxiety would just be lowered. So we get on the date and we're having sushi and things are going really well. And midstream to the date, I get the most ridiculous question that I think is so unnecessary that I think guys need to be mindful not to ask. So do you usually date white guys? Now, my thing is this. It's cool to be curious and ask that, but why does that matter? It takes away from the experience. It takes away from me feeling special. Why should it matter if, first of all, you're not supposed to talk about your dating past on a date. First and foremost, that's just taboo, like on another level. And secondly, it just totally cheapens what's going on because you feel like you're not categorizing, you're not fetishizing anybody. It just kills the vibe. So to my girlfriends, you know what I said? Of course I am. Like you're sitting here. Like, I don't understand why that's relevant. And he kind of caught that I was being sassy. So I was like, but no. So he was like, oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. Like, I was just curious. And it was just like, okay, yeah, but sometimes curiosity kills a cat, bruh. So like, come on now. To my bros, to my fellas that ask these questions, just be mindful of why are you asking it? Are you asking it because you want to know the girl's business or you want to know where you fit in on her dating scale? Now, another thing that happened was somebody that I literally wasn't dating. Like, I literally just met him when I was on vacation and we were in a group setting and he was just trying to get it in. He was like really hard pressed, like feeling me, and I just wasn't about it. So this happened in a group setting. I think he did this for kind of shock value, and this just speaks to sometimes white boys don't have any behavior. They don't have any hesitation. They will ask whatever they want. Sometimes it's for, shock value to get your attention. And sorry, that does not work with me. You offend me once, you offend me twice, you offend me 3 times. I'm done with you on any level. So we were sitting at a table with a bunch of really diverse group of people, couples, singles, Asian, white, black, Spanish. And he's sitting across from me and I'm having a conversation with somebody else. I wasn't even talking to him. And he goes to me, so is that like all you, or there's like something else going on underneath there? And what he was referring to is my hair. Now, pause. If you're not going to give me a compliment, if you don't know me like that, then you have absolutely, positively no right to ask me anything about what is mine versus what's not mine. Because you know what, in reality, all of it's mine. I purchased it. It's on my person. It's a part of my aesthetic. Therefore, it is all mine. So therefore, you don't need to ask me that. It's on my body. Don't ask me that. So of course, I responded with something really vulgar and really inappropriate. And his response was just like, oh my God, like he felt away. But I wanted him to feel what I felt, because you're not gonna like get at me that way and think you're gonna get away with it. So I said, yeah. So like, how big's your dick and how often do you use it? Yeah, I did say that. And everybody went silent and started bursting out laughing, because they know people should understand, if you're going to dish it, then be willing to receive it. And, he kind of giggled it off and went, oh, I didn't mean it like that, la, 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 la. But he knew where he stood with me for the rest of the trip, because he was in and around. He tried, and it didn't evolve much from there. So, yeah. So just, to my girls, I feel bad that I went in on him that way, but I just felt so offended. I felt compelled to say what I said to him. And to my fellas, just be mindful. Like, don't let the curiosity kill the cat, because you don't want to do that if your intentions are to get familiar, you know what I mean? Okay, and the last thing that somebody did that was rather offensive, that happened to be a white boy, was we didn't even meet. We were just connecting via an app. I'm not going to say which one, because I don't want to deter people, and But we were connecting on an app and we're having a conversation, and he was cute, he was nice. But then he drops this, so like, are like white guys a new thing to you? He asked like a bunch of questions, like, are white guys a new thing to you? Why do you date white guys? Why is it like, he asked all these weird questions about like why I was even talking to him, but he fetishized himself. And I was just kind of like, you're taking away from us getting to know each other. Like, let that organically come out. Like, if you want to know, there's different ways in which you can ask. Asking it in a really corny, calculated, ridiculous way is going to totally kill anybody's interest in you that has a level of self-respect. For me, I'm not going to take questions like that like lightly, because I'm looking out for dudes that are trying to fetishize us as Black women, as beautiful queens that we are. And shout out to everybody that identifies as a woman of color. You know what it is. When you are out in this world, especially when you're dating, people have a tendency to want to fetishize you, put you into this little creepy box. And it's not always transparent. Sometimes it is. And questions like that make me know. There's a little bit of tokenizing going there. You're trying to dig to understand where I can fit in your journey. You're trying to get it in before you get married to Bryn, okay? So if I get that vibe, I'm not going to be receptive to you from there on out. And for me, in that instance, it just killed it. I was like, you know what? I don't think we're on the same page. I don't think we're each other's type. And he's like, what? I was just really curious. It's always, I'm really curious. That's the saving grace. And like I said, curiosity isn't always something that's necessary. And you can be curious, but just be mindful of your delivery, because it could just kill the entire vibe and flow that you're, that's building with somebody. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my little share, aka story time, aka experiences. I'm not trying to give white guys a bad rap. This is just part of my experience with them. Some of it's been really great. Some of it's been really awkward, and this just features the awkward piece. For those of you guys who haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, like, share, comment. If you've gone through some shenanigans with black girls, for the white bras that are watching, share them. If you've gone through some craziness with white boys that totally put you off from them, share them as well. Like, be fluid in the comments. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.